up, all my nerd friends out there? This is Mr. Chill here, and let's talk about some One Piece greatness here. One Piece chapter 1100. And this was another deep chapter, man. This whole story about Kuma is breaking me little by little, man. This is one that of One Piece, we heard a lot of backstories in One Piece of characters, this hit hard, Kuma's story is hitting me hard because we know there's no happy ending for Kuma, maybe the happy ending for Kuma is his daughter will be safe. Hopefully she will be safe. Cause right now we still haven't got to the part. She's basically stuck in a battle with the Straw Hat Pirates against one of the five elders, Saint Saturn. And basically, Saint Saturn will wipe her out like instance, and Luffy's crew feels like it. Like they're stuck right now, so we don't know what's happening there. But anyways, this chapter right here, this shows us more of Kuma's, how great of a person he is, and the things he sacrificed so much, and what the government did to him so much, so terrible things keeps taking more and more away from him. And last chapter, I didn't talk about last chapter because I wanted to build up more. And last chapter basically showed us where how he became basically a king, Kuma, how he saved his people on his kingdom, took basically threw out the old king out, became king himself. He went to go travel the world trying to find a cure for his daughter Bonnie because she has a disease. Basically, she can't walk in the sunlight and she will die by the age of 10. The doctors say so. He's looking for a cure, and runs into Dr. Vegan Punk. And he says, yes, I could probably get a cure going for you, but obviously they need to go ask the Navy, you need to get recruitment, you need all that stuff around, you need to get all this help. And basically, even the last chapter, they discuss him becoming a pacifist. A pacifist, those robots that they use Kuma and all those other clones, and you've seen them before, and they Dr. Punk got used. He thought it was going to be a justified, we're going to save so many people. Imagine you, that's why we call it pacifist, because they're going to save a bunch of people. They're going to help so many people. And Kuma thought, that was going to be true. But, they're just a weapon for the government to kill pirates and hurt people more. And just, it sucks what they did with Kuma's name, because he's such a great character, a loving character. And they twist his name so much in stories. I remember hearing the story of him being like a tyrant king, an evil person and everything. And he's actually this kind person. Like, he doesn't want to hurt people. He got forced into this role. Remember, he's a priest. The government did so much terrible deeds to him, and it sucked. In this chapter, it didn't even show the relationship of Kizaru, Centauromo, that big old guy with the axe. Forgive me if I mispronounce his name. Bonnie. They all lived in an island for 6 months until she got cured, because that's how long the cure will take to work. They made a deal, but that's what was a heartbreaking deal, because I skipped that part. Was a heartbreaking moment that made me tear up in this chapter was when they talked to the five elders, the one they're fighting right now, Saint Saturn. They talked to him and he told the deal. All right, we'll save your daughter if you became an android. You become an android with modification. You become a warlord. You work for the government now to hunt down pirates and do all that stuff. And so you won't betray us. You give up your free will, your human life, your free will. You're becoming a full-on robot android. Even Dr. People hated that idea. He hated it. He said, no, I'm not going to do that to him. That's basically killing him. You're taking away his memories, his life, everything away from him. So you could use him as a weapon because how strong he is and how powerful he is. And Kuma was breaking down crying, but it wasn't for that. He wasn't crying for himself. He was crying. He was happy. He was happy to know finally his daughter will be safe, Bonnie. That they will cure him. He don't care. He will follow anything. He will not see her ever again. He will make sure you erase her memory or whatever. Make sure she doesn't know what happened, what I did. Remember the deal I made. I want her know about her disease, everything, so she won't feel guilt. He sacrificed everything for her. How much he loved Bonnie, and that was a heartbroken. It's very heartbroken. That's not his real blood daughter, but he sees it as daughter, and that's what's so heartbreaking. That's so much love he cares for her, and it just makes me angry as well, because that's what this government's done to him. The government keeps on taking and taking, and the person that has a cure that did so much harm to him is the government, and they have the cure to cure his daughter, and that's what sucks. The government and the celestial dragons killed his parents, made him to a slave, took his the woman he loved, his best friend, the woman he loved, raped her and kidnapped her, and basically probably gave the disease to her maybe, and just did so much damage to her and attacked him over and over. His people, his friends, he fought him over years and everything. Just and now we know what happens to Kuma's fate. Like he becomes his android. He gets turned into a slave, like a mule to the celestial dragon again. He becomes a full weapon, gives up his full will, and like just nonstop. He tortured this guy over and over, take everything away from him. Now he's free will, and that just sucks, you know. Just and I do hope, because I still predict Kuma's gonna get one last attack, maybe on the Saint Saturn. Maybe he has one last free will in there to protect his daughter. Could maybe knew this was gonna happen eventually. Maybe Saint Saturn would hurt her somehow or something like that. But I hopefully Kuma gets some justice somehow, or gets one last punch in this freaking Saint Saturn somehow, some way, you know, because he's running, he's still around, he's still walking, but I have a feeling his story's gonna end soon, and that's would be heartbreaking. But more in this chapter is that Bonnie gets cured. Kuma had to leave her behind, never see her again. That was the deal. And Kuma had to work with the warlord. Now we seen how he became a warlord, how he gave his DNA to the Pestilence, the deal he made with the government. We've seen everything. Now we got all our answers. Now we're getting another point of answers in the story as well. Is why he was around Luffy at some point. Like remember in Thrill Park, he runs into Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates. He basically take all the injuries out. Luffy gave it to Zoro in the epic scene, all his pain. He saved them basically. And he saves always the Straw Hat Pirates. He sends them all away to help them get stronger, protects their pirate ship for them. That was his last mission he did, was protect the Straw Hat's pirate ship. When he was fighting off pirates, make sure no one stole their ship, did any damage to him, he protected it. That was his last real rights before he became a full-on cyborg for the government. And we're gonna learn why. And the government looks like the end of this chapter, they give him a mission maybe to exterminate Luffy, or maybe to take him in or kidnap him because he is Dragon's son. So the leader of the Revolution Army's son. So maybe they want him to hold. But that's a tough question. Like they're doing this. This is coming from the higher ups. Mostly, I think it's coming from the the five elders. Yes, the five elders is giving Kuma this order or something like that, because that's still Garp's grandson, you know, on the island. Obviously he's visiting the island that Luffy's on. Maybe he's spying on Luffy. Maybe he's been watching him this whole time on far away, and that's why he ends up in Thrill Park. And maybe that makes sense right there. Maybe his whole mission was to watch Luffy, see where he does, how strong he's getting, because he is he's Garp's grandson, and he's his father is Dragon. So he has high interest in this, and the government maybe wants to look at him, and maybe they got a little hint that basically he has the gum fruit. Remember, that was the government's fruit. That was Joy Boy. Obviously, the Joy Boy fruit was gum fruit. Was important. That was one important fruit from the government. Remember, they talked about that Shanks stole on the ship and everything during this Wano arc. They talked about it. So maybe he traced it and they found it in Luffy, in his body. So we'll see this whole story. Maybe Kuma was a spy for this whole long, but he saw. Obviously, he's not gonna hurt Luffy because that's why he did what he did. Maybe because it's Dragon's son. He knows, hey, Dragon, I'm watching your son, and he doesn't want to hurt him. Or maybe he noticed that while watching him, spying on him on his journey and recruiting his friends and family, and all the good deeds that Luffy did, that he saw NECA. And remember, Kuma believes in NECA, Joy Boy. He believes him dearly. And he basically wants to become like him in a way. And he sees maybe a form of him somehow. And maybe that's why he did what he did. Maybe that's why he saved Luffy and his crew. Maybe that's why he did so much good deeds for him and everything. So it's good. I can't wait to learn more what Kuma did for Luffy and his friends. So that's another thing I love about Kuma. Like he helped Luffy a lot. He helped him get all stronger. You know, maybe that's why Luffy's gonna do so much for Bonnie, help her out, and take revenge on these celestial bastards. And Five Elders and all that stuff for what they did to Kuma and her family and to everyone else. And that's why he's gonna join maybe his father in the Revolutionary Army against the government and the Celestial Dragons. We'll see what happens. I have a feeling that big arc's gonna happen. I have a feeling that's the next big event. Because I think they said 3 years to One Piece is over. I have a feeling that a big old war with the Celestial Dragon and the government's gonna happen. Then fighting the One Piece is next. Because we're leading to the big moments now. We got the Five Elders, the Celestial Dragons, the government, all that. Admirals coming. Everyone's coming together now. They're the new enemies, the big threat. We've seen how cruel these government and Five Elders are and the Celestials are. So maybe it's time Luffy team up with Sabu and his father and the other Revolution Army. Maybe some other pirates take down the government and the Celestial Dragons once and for all. That would be awesome. That would definitely be awesome. Revenge Kuma, what he did to his family and so many other people. The Celestial Dragons hurt so many people out there and basically born so many pirates out there for what they did. And that's why they became pirates, for the government did and everything. So maybe it's time for a change. Trying to stop these Celestial Dragons and the government. But sorry if my video was long. There was a lot to talk about. This chapter was very deep in my book. I love Kuma's backstory. I can't wait to watch it in the anime. We're getting to that story soon. It's going to be very deep. I'm going to break down tears again like I have been. Kuma's a great character. Oda wrote him really well. I love him very much. But comment below, give me your guys' thoughts on One Piece chapter 1100. What you guys liked about it, what you guys didn't like about it, how you guys liking Kuma's backstory, what you think is going to happen next chapter. Give me all your thoughts and comments below. Thank you all for watching. I enjoy talking manga with y'all. Hit that like button if you like my video. Subscribe to my channel video, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Have a good day and good night. And remember, stay nerdy forever. Bye.